Today, I'll be going over the most hyped sneaker releases of January 2021. Like this video and subscribe for more resale predictions and drop lists. The Jordan 1 Retro High Volt Gold will be dropping January 9th. These are going to retail for around $170, resell for around $230. Definitely should be a good shoe to resell, so I would suggest going for them. Just basically any Jordan 1 will be a good reselling shoe. And I think this colorway is kind of cool. I'm not a big fan of like the conflicting colors of like yellow. Like I feel like it's really weird when you put two shades of the same color on the same shoe, but I think the color blocking on this shoe is pretty nice. I wish they just did the same like gold yellow or volt yellow on like the full shoe, but I still think it looks pretty cool, and I think the color blocking is really nice for the shoe. So this should have some good resale, but I wouldn't expect it to be like one of the better Jordan 1s, but it still should have some good resale off the jump. And of course, GS sizes and the money sizes 7 and 9 will be really good for holds. So I think this is definitely a shoe you have to go for, and probably is one of the best shoes in the month of January. The Nike SB Dunk Low Street Hawker will be retailing for $110 and reselling for around $500. This will be the best shoe reselling wise probably for the whole month. It's just going to be super hard to get, so I wouldn't expect like a lot of people to get these, but I think this could be a shoe that resells for like up to $800. They're selling for like $1,000 now, but I think prices should drop a lot. But I think $500 is a pretty conservative estimate. I could see these going for a lot more, but I also could see them going for like $300 to $400. Either way, this is going to be a shoe with insane margins and just insane profit. So I definitely would suggest going for these if you're going to go for any shoe these month. These will be dropping on Nike sneakers and probably a bunch of other retailers, but I really suggest focusing on Nike sneakers because those will likely have the most pairs. They also should be dropping at local skate shops, so if you can, I would also suggest going there just because those will also give you a okay chance just because they will be in your area, and it'll usually likely be region locked, so it's only like people in your area competing for the shoes against you. The Nike Dunk Low UNLV will be dropping January 14th. These are going to retail for $100, resell for around $300. I would expect these to do pretty similarly to like the Syracuse, Kentucky, and the St. John's Dunks that were released in 2020. These probably are going to do pretty good just because they are like simple colorways on a dunk, but I wouldn't expect them to be like a super expensive shoe. Like I think some sizes will do really well, but most sizes will just be around this 300 mark, maybe even a little bit more if you hold for a little bit. But it definitely will be a shoe you have to look out for. They're going to be dropping a bunch of dunks on the 14th, and this is definitely one you have to go for. I mean, a bunch of these are going to be super good reselling items, and just with any dunk, they're just going to have super good margins because retail is so low and resell is just so high. So it definitely is a really good shoe to go for, and I would really look out for the January 13th and 14th because there should be a bunch of dunks set to drop those 2 days. The Nike Dunk Low White Black will also be dropping January 14th. These are going to retail for $100, resell for around $300. Of course, like the last ones, these should do really well just because it is a pretty nice colorway, and I think these will be a shoe that could rise up a lot in time just because it is a really nice colorway. But if Nike does do the Nike ID Dunk and Dunk Lows, I think these could be a shoe that kind of just goes out just because black and white dunks will be probably one of the most valued things once like Dunk and Dunk Low IDs come out. But if those never come out, I think this could be a shoe that you can resell for a while just because it is such a simple colorway. I mean, the colorway looks really nice. It's just a nice black and white. But if like they do bring out the Nike ID Dunk Lows and just regular dunks, these will not really sell for that much, and those are also supposedly coming out in January 2021, so I would look out for those. It could be like a limited Nike ID, but it probably is going to be like a mainstream one where basically anyone can get their own Nike ID with a dunk. The Nike Dunk High Vast Gray will also be dropping January 14th. These are likely going to retail at $120, resell for around $200. The Dunk High hype is really not even close to what the Dunk Low hype is, but there still is some hype around these, and these still should resell for some good money. It probably won't be as much as some of the other ones, but you still should be able to make $40 to $50 per pair on these, which is really nice. Of course, these should have a really great margin just because the retail is so low, and I think it is a pretty cool colorway. It's kind of like an eggshell colorway where it's like none of the colors are like that bright or that dark, and it's just like all kind of a pale color. Like, it looks really nice in my opinion. The gray kind of fits well against like the black. I don't even know if it's a gray colorway. It kind of looks gray to me, but it kind of just looks like, yeah, an eggshell colorway, which is really nice, and I think it looks really cool. I mean, if you're not a big fan of the colorway, it's just kind of a plain colorway. It's not that anything flashy, and it's just something that you can wear with kind of any outfit. The Jordan 4 will be releasing January 21st. It's going to retail for $190 and resell for around $230. It could be kind of a good reselling item, but I think it's really only going to be for the personal. I think it is a really cool colorway. I think the colorway is pretty nice. It's like a brown, and then you got the orange accents, which do look really nice, but I don't really think this will resell for that much, just because usually when they do drop a Jordan 4, they usually just have a ton of pairs, and the hype really can't catch up with the demand, although there is a ton of demand. Like, a lot of people won't be getting these, but they're not going to resell for a ton of money. Likely these will be a really good hold. Like, if you look at like the Jordan 4 breads and some of these other Jordan 4s, they've gone up a lot as time has gone on, but I really don't see these ones going up that much. I definitely think in some of the smaller sizes they might be good hold, but I really wouldn't buy these if you are looking to resell them. They're mostly going to be a personal item, and a lot of people that try to get them for the personals won't get them just because there's a lot of hype around them. The Jordan 9 University Gold will be retailing for $190 and will be releasing on January 30th. These are probably only going to resell for around $210, so I wouldn't really suggest going for these for resale purposes. They definitely won't resell for any money, but I think they are a pretty cool personal. I actually do like the color, and I don't really like that they call it a University Gold, even though there's basically no gold on this shoe, but I still think it is a pretty cool shoe, and especially if you're like a high schooler and you're playing for like a team with a black jersey or whatever and like a yellow accent, I think this is a really cool shoe for you. And I think this is just a pretty cool shoe overall. It's a pretty cool personal. I think the Jordan 9 is a pretty nice, like, overall, it's a great model, but it's not like one of my top 5 favorite Jordan models. The Jordan 3 Cool Gray will also be dropping January 30th. These will also retail for $190, resell for around $230. So I think this is a pretty good personal shoe, but I don't really see it reselling. I definitely could resell, especially in the larger sizes, but I don't see there to be that much value on these. So I wouldn't really suggest going for these for a reselling shoe, but definitely are a pretty cool personals. And I think these will be a really nice hold. The Jordan 3s almost always keep their value, just like the Jordan 4s. So I think these could be a really good holding piece, and especially with the elephant print on it, I think this could be a shoe that holds its value for a while. So I would suggest going for these if you do like them as a personal, or if you're just trying to hold these for a while, because I think it is a really cool shoe. I think a lot of people will be into these, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do resell for a good amount of money, but not like enough to really make you that much of a profit.